Yo, what's up Chiggles? And in today's video, we're going to be reacting to Bloxburg's new update blog. So if you didn't know, Bloxburg just released a new video explaining the news about certain things coming to the map, and they more or less confirmed and deconfirmed certain things coming, and they did put some hints on when this could be releasing. So let's get straight into the review.
Adding to the idea of making the map more scenic while making it feel like a cozy town, we decided to add filler buildings in the town center. While not having a specific role in the map release, they add to the idea of a nice and walkable city center, something that we wanted to include in our map, and lay out the space that we're going to need for the new buildings in town. When I say new buildings, I mean that some of the current filler buildings that are empty and not accessible will have a function in the future. One big example is the recent poll that we did on Twitter, where we asked players what building they would like to see in town. The results from this poll are guiding us towards which buildings to include in town in place of the filler buildings.
So from that, we know that Bloxburg will be adding some new shops, some new locations, and they use that word interactive. Now this tells us that we will be getting new jobs. We will be getting some fun new locations to probably roleplay in. Now we already know that the flower shop's coming, but those other options, they didn't distinctly say that they weren't gonna add in the future. Now I did make a video in the past about what I think these buildings will be, but I'll quickly go over it. So that one there I think will be a bank, this right here I think will be a flower shop, and I had some comments telling me that this building over here looks a little bit like an Italian restaurant, which they think will have a waiter job. But put your comments down below on what you think these buildings will be, because I'll probably end up making a video about you guys' ideas, and I think that would be really cool. So drop them down below on what you think.
You've already seen some of the construction in town that mentions a school is coming soon, and we're still on track to release by fall and are excited to share a little more info on what it will look like. First up, the classes. We didn't want to make just another building where you drop your kids at and then pick them up when the school day ends. The city hall will no longer be the city's daycare. The school will come with different classes with activities fit for the class that you are in, and the school will have a schedule for everyone who attends the school to follow. And classes will have grades, so make sure that you do your best or you may get grounded when you come home with an F. School is not only about classes, of course, and another important aspect of going to school is making friends and developing your personal style. So when you're on break, you will be able to let your personality shine by customizing your locker and showing it off to your friends. Are you gonna go for the aesthetic locker, or will you have a rusty box no one wants to get close to? The choice is up to you. And we hear you, builders. What about you? Well, a school requires a lot of new assets such as furniture. This means that you'll be spoiled with a lot of new items in build mode, as we're making a lot of the new school assets available to build with.
So right there, Bramp P dropped that absolute bombshell of information. We're talking custom lockers, more furniture in build mode, classes, grades. There is so much to go over right here. Let's start off with the classes. Now, he talked about there will be different classes and there will be different grades that you can get. So I reckon that there will be some interactive events to do in that class. Like PE might have to run around, shoot some hoops, and if you don't do good, well, you get an F like he talked about. Now, I reckon that this feature will be very good for roleplay. Now, on to the next thing. Bramp P also mentioned that you'll be able to custom make your locker in your classroom. Now, this is a very cool thing that they're doing, and it'll be interesting to see how they do it. Can we only put a material on it? Can we do colors? Can we put decals on it? And what can we put inside of it? Those will be questions we'll ask them closer to the time, and hopefully they'll spill the beans on what it is. Now, the next thing I would like to talk about is if there might be a trophy coming with this. Now, I reckon if you get a certain amount of grades for a long period of time, there should be a trophy you can get, like A+ student trophy. Now, this could be a very cool new trophy which could come with some Bloxburgs. And if you want to figure out how to get free Bloxburgs, go watch my other video I made a couple days back. Now, the school sounds absolutely amazing, but we gotta continue this video, so let's go on to the next thing they mentioned. Now, Bloxburg did also talk about a lot of bug fixes that I'll quickly go over right here, starting off with some building issues in build mode. Now, they talked about how you couldn't exit a plot after leaving build mode, primarily on a friend's plot. Now, they said they have fixed this in their most recent hotfix patch, and I was very experiencing this when I was building on friends' plots. It was very annoying because you had to leave the game or go back to your plot. There was no other option. Now, to go back to your plot, you had to teleport there. It was really annoying and long. For some reason, you couldn't move and you couldn't push any buttons, but apparently they fixed that. The next thing that they have addressed is the fact that in build mode, that you can see stories that you're not meant to when you change how much stories you have loaded in the side menu. Now, they talked about how this has not been fixed yet, and they are finding difficulties of fixing it, but it will be fixed very soon, so keep an eye out on that next update. They did also talk about the fact that people have been dissing the grass texture. Now, they kind of talked about how this is out of their control, and this is to do with Roblox Studios. And I totally get that, because Roblox Studios isn't the strongest thing ever. It's not like other game editors use, like Fortnite, like Unreal Engine. It's not like that, and it can't handle what, say, Unreal Engine 3 can. But that's a problem that they will be solving with Roblox probably, but for now it's gonna keep the same, and it might not even change. Now, another bug they thought about was the fact that you can drive under the sea. Now, they said they didn't figure out this bug until the game was released, but they thought it was quite a cool touch, and it made it a little funny in that Bloxburg feel, so they decided not to patch it and to leave it in the game so you can forever drive under the water like James Bond. Now, onto the next bug fix. They talked about a lot of minor and small bug fixes. They also told you to report any bug fixes that you see which need to be fixed, because they would love to see what you've found. Now, another thing they talked about is speed limits. Now, speed limits are necessary in the game because it gives the time needed to load certain areas, because if they don't, the game will be very laggy and could crash Roblox and even corrupt save data, meaning you cannot enter plots. Now, the next thing they talked about is people once exploited a money glitch and they got banned for this, corrupting their save data on certain plots. Now, they talked about how this is one of their least concerns of fixing, as they were the ones cheating, and they don't think they should fix that until a long time from now when they're really hitting smooth, because at the moment, Bloxburg mentioned, they have a lot on their table and a lot to fix too. Now, if you guys have any ideas on what they need to fix, what they should add, put it in the comments below, because I would love to see what you have to say for Bloxburg. Like I mentioned before, I would love to see a video that I could make out of that. That's it for this video, Chigsam, but before you leave, I just want to quickly talk about Chiggles Studios, my Roblox group. Chiggles Studios is a free to join a Roblox group / community where you can buy merchandise, you can join my private Bloxburg servers for free, and you can join events that I hold and maybe future live streams or videos. So make sure you join the group and become a real Chigs fam. But with that, Chigs out.